and mind you eat fruit and mind your business.
Hey girl, hey guys, it's your girl Kay. Welcome to another week's episode of Eat Fruit Pod.
I'm Natasha Renee.
I feel like I was talking to you forever, but anyways, guys, we're here. And happy almost end of January. Crazy already. Do you feel like it should be like around there, or are you like?
No, time is moving by quickly. February is almost here and I'm surprised. Like, it's been going really quick.
Yep, I'm starting to see the Valentine's Day content being rolled out, and I'm like, all right, y'all. Like, y'all ain't wasting no time. Like the dollar store.
Oh, dollar store, CVS, pharmacies, everything, Walgreens out here. So yeah, everything is, as soon as the Christmas stuff went down,
December 1st,
stuff came up. Yes.
Matter of fact, the last week of Halloween, they already started trickling out the wreaths and things. But
they even moved some of the Christmas stuff to Valentine's. If it's red, they move it
move it over if you're not watching them too heavy. So yeah, I don't know. It's like, it's a cute day. Like, I like to tell my girls, like, just people like, hey, love you, or like do cute stuff, or like it's another excuse to get yummy food. But outside of that, it's not like a huge thing to me how I feel like social media or like certain people try to push it. What about you?
It's never been that big. I always enjoy going out to dinner, even though it's always hard to get reservations, but I always felt like, let's see how much you cared if you got some reservations.
Is that how you tell if he cared?
Yes, because the thing is, you cannot call the day of.
It's so true.
To try to get reservations.
It is so true.
And I remember me and my ex one time, because I'm vegetarian. Our first Valentine's Day, our second Valentine's Day, he didn't do anything. But first Valentine's Day, we were out. We went to, I think, Alexandria, right outside DC. And it was a nice spot. He called them to make sure that they had vegan options and stuff like that. So they already had the menu ready. I was like, oh, nice. But the next year, I was like, where we going? I ain't playing nothing.
What I hear some men will say is like, as a guy, you got to try not to put the standard or the bar too high, or else like you're always now expected to go that standard. Yeah, and that's why
a lot of people say that Valentine's Day should be every day, because when it comes, like you said, that standard, once it comes, and if you're doing all this is what we expect. And that was me. I expected that bar from that first date that we would have at the second date.
And I'm just like, if we're in a good space, like I'm not saying you don't treat me well and amazing all the other days, but damn nigga, like make a little e-card on Canva, send it to me.
Right?
It's cute, it's free, it's a little something, right? Moving forward, how was your week outside of that?
Moving.
How's that been?
I moved everything.
The Polar Bear Express going on.
Right, I moved everything, and you were there to support, to help me take those breaks. So everything is out of my old apartment, in my storage and in my car.
Amen.
So now we're just waiting to move in.
No, I'm so happy for you. Like, oh my God, it's the closest feeling, and it's not even the closest, is like when you change all the sheets on the bed and the pillowcases, and you do that first dive in after a shower.
Yes,
that's me under the sheets. Right? But moving forward, EFP, we got some fruit salad for this week, and a lot's been happening. So gonna try this a little bit of a warning. This episode is a bit more, I don't want to say mental health, but mental health focused, and really like, analyzing and speaking about the behaviors in terms of like artists that we listen to and really like, and like what they're literally telling us every day right now since the holidays. So starting off with TikTok, they came out with their top earners list, and surprise, no Black earners were on it.
Of course.
Despite all the amazing Black TikTok content or creator content I see on there. So what were your thoughts on that?
Unfortunately, expected. I think that we do have a lot of creative creators that are on TikTok. I do look, you get sick. I get sucked into that like TikTok worm, and you'll sit there for hours. And I know for me, all the content that I am looking at is people like me, that's consistently on there. Hopefully we will have that space. I know it will come. TikTok is still it's not new, but it is kind of fairly new. So I know that we will have our time to really shine on there. And when we do, it's good for us because younger kids and, even us as adults will know that, we can take over that platform too, because we will take over that platform.
1000%. Oh man. I thought I agree with you, and I thought about it, but I was like, that's always the answer. Oh, expected. Well, not always, but you know what I mean? So I really tried to like think about like, what the fuck are we getting wrong? Why we are not on these top lists? I'm seeing the dances curated by our people. I'm seeing the sounds curated by most of our people. Like, what is happening? And it led me to think, maybe it is the fact that social media is relatively new, like in terms of business. It still is kind of a young baby, in comparison to other like Fortune 500 companies that's been around for over like 3 generations and things like that, right? And I thought about it, and I'm like, even when we talk about podcasting, a lot of people aren't that knowledgeable in the sense of like their IP, ownership, digital ownership, the tech rules, and just how things really work or maneuver within that space, trademarking, copywriting within those spaces, right? A lot of people, I feel like they're still thinking very much in a physical world. And I feel like some of those people could possibly be Black people. And a little bit, I'm going to get way nerdy, right? But when we're talking about crypto and the metaverse, and like, you're seeing certain Black people talk about it, it's not that they're trying to pull one up or like take the advantage on you. It's like, this is things that are coming in the future that are about to be a part of your life, whether you like it or not. So it's either you're going to get the new bank rates at a better price before shit gets really real. Like, so circling back to TikTok and the top earners list, it's just like, I feel like though these white people have the proper term is missing me now, but like people related to IP lawyers and things of that nature, where they know what indications or whatever metrics they have to be like, this is how you determine that something is going viral, or the minute you feel like this is something that's picking up some steam, send it over my way. That can include your hashtags, that can include your sounds or your phrases. We've seen Cardi B trademark the phrase, okay. Did I do it?
Yeah.
Hey. Yeah. Right? And like things like that. So we have to be reminded, especially my BIPOC people, POC people, like this is only going to get worse. So if y'all really, gone are the days that you're going to be creating videos complaining about it. I need y'all to get serious about it and really look into your business, right? It's more than just a post saying I did it first, and I want to defend you guys, but as well, this is where I feel these white people are winning. They know their business, or they get someone that does, and understand that you want to have someone that is more versed. The minute I find, or I shouldn't say that out loud, but like tech people holler at me, holler. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things are going to be different now. So that's my thought on it. Black people need to up like their business tactics in like togetherness with their content.
Facts.
That's what I feel like is like the only thing where I can think we're always like dropping the ball, and this is where like it's happening, Yeah.
No, I definitely agree with that when you mentioned like the Bitcoin and stuff like that, and we're kind of behind, because I remember when my son was telling me about Bitcoin and like
Jeez.
urging me to get on. I was like, boy, this
Did you
thing
listen?
a pass. No, I didn't.
Do you know how
listen.
fucking rich you'd be right now?
I know. And he was in elementary, middle school when this was going on, and he kept saying, "I want to get in it. I want to get in it." I'm like, "No, Jameer, this is going to pass.
Kid.
This isn't real."
Smart kid.
But yeah,
smart kid.
No,
No, very
no,
smart
I'm
kid.
definitely on when I see these things, like even if we watch TikTok, how it was for the younger kids, the teeny boppers, and now it's something that everybody is in and everybody is doing. So when everybody started getting on that platform, that's when I was like, okay, I at least got to get a page. So I have a page. So it's like, let me at least get one out there so I can start trying to do content or, associate it with my, Instagram page, because you can still do the TikTok, have it sync to your Instagram. They still have it where it all syncs. So no, I'm definitely, when I do have time, because it does take time to really get into this stuff.
It
does.
And
to monetize, and like the money that these kids make, or even adults make, just off of monetizing their stuff, it's a lot.
And that's the thing as well. I'm so happy that, you just shared that vulnerability, and you did mention that.
Eat fruit and mind
because
your business.
You are not the first Black parent that I've heard share that story and missed the ball on. You could have definitely had some serious bread by now. Not to say it's ever too late to start right now, but in comparison to what it was then versus now.
It was.
And that's the issue. I feel like bringing back to the TikTok earners, where it's just like, your son and you are the perfect example of what's happening right now in so many Black households, where it's just like, I shouldn't say just Black in general, but I'm using other people, where it's just kind of like, it's that easy to make money now. It's that easy to make money in the future. Like, gone are the days you're gonna have to be at work filing shit, remote work, all these things that the whole plethora of industries are like shifting. Everything's shifting. So it does sound a bit unreal to a parent when your child is now coming with a huge business or money opportunity that you can't touch, you can't feel, or you feel like you can't fathom, right? But that's where a lot of people are dropping the ball. So I recommend to a lot of these parents, listen to your kid, sit with them on TikTok, learn how to use that shit, because next year, I don't want to see this shit.
Yeah.
I think one of the highest earning people
good
was
money
like,
maker.
17 or 70 mil, something like that. Like, girl, money is to be made. Money is to be made.
And it's out there easily to be made also.
When you're looking at Jake Paul, and he was estimated to earn about like 40 million as a boxer in 2021. And I still don't classify him even as a real fucking boxer.
No, and even when you put that on the list, I remember when my 8 or 7-year-old daughter was Jake Paul, Disney, Jake Paul.
Eat fruit
and
mind your business.
I was just like, okay, this, and now to see him where he is,
it's crazy.
Even, it's crazy. It's crazy, especially, and then he's winning these fights.
Oh my God.
That's the crazy part about it.
I still don't believe it. I still feel like it's staged.
I want to, but I don't. I just don't.
He's also being paid to get beat up as well.
Of course. They are.
Yeah, so it's just like, when I'm looking at stuff like that, you're looking at these YouTube videos, and all these different ways that you can, like, it's all about the digital product.
But buying the merch. I mean, my daughter, I bought a $70 hoodie for some YouTube influencer like a year ago that she wanted, and all it had was like a couple of words on there.
But that's not even, it's like, it's just so, it's a huge world, and people need to just be real with what's happening, Bird's Eye View album has finally come from Cordae, and I did see the industry kind of bubbling, because it has been a little bit dry. I don't feel like nothing of interest is really come out to me yet where I'm like, ooh, music, which exception of like possibly the Easy track with Kanye and The Game, but we can get into that as well later. But Cordae, the album, what were your thoughts on it?
It's different than everybody else that I've been listening, you know, everything that you've been feeding me, all the different music that I've listened to, it is different, but it's not different where it's new. It's more what I am used to listening to, the type of music as far as the rap. It's a story. I mean, he was literally telling stories. I didn't think it was bad. It was a lot of tracks that I did like. I think the only thing that I don't like about music now is that the tracks are shorter. And because I didn't realize I listened to the whole album when it repeated, I was like, I heard this song. And I was like, oh, it's back to the first track.
Yeah.
But no, it's an easy listen. I did like, I don't know, I was listening to it on Apple Music, so it had the whole moving background.
Yeah. Tidal has that as well. Shout outs to Tidal.
So I thought it, you know, it caught your attention and it really made you listen. I did like the track that he had with her. The Lil Wayne one was okay. I like the features with everybody else versus I felt like the Lil Wayne one could have been a little bit more harder than what it was, but it wasn't bad. The album was a good album. It's an easy listen. It wasn't anything that was exciting about it, but it's an easy listen.
How honest should I be?
I mean, I said it was an easy listen. So, I mean, I want you to be, I don't know him. I've heard of him. I've seen posts about him. I've seen like people get excited about him. So when I listened to it, I didn't get excited. That's why I was like, I can listen to it, but it was no excitement. Like, oh my gosh. And then like, and I'll let you talk. Even when I read the brief description, like everybody anticipation of this album and all this, and I'm like,
I feel like that was a lot of like industry.
I know. So
well. Yeah.
It was kind of like, okay, anticipating.
Okay, let me start off good. Beats were fire. I did like the beat selection. I did like the guest features selection. I feel like everybody came prepared.
Yeah.
That was the guest features. But now we're gonna get a little bit more into honesty. So I had to look at my phone probably about like 6 or 7 times throughout listening to it. I thought I was listening to J. Cole. I said, wait, did I switch? Is it done? So that was very, 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 very like important to me because I don't really know what I feel like it was very Kendricky and J. Cole. So
it was.
Who is YBN? Or sorry, my apologies. You're not with them anymore, but who is Cordae?
So my question to you,
yeah,
and that's what I was going to say. So what is his sound? Because it was more of that storytelling, like J. Cole, and it did feel J. Cole-ish. And I think like the first 2 songs, it felt like it was like one of J. Cole's songs, but I knew it wasn't because I knew what I was listening to. But no, if I wasn't, I would have put it in that whole category. It definitely would have.
I agree. So that would say, I say it's great messaging. You know, I'm always going to champion a young Black man speaking positivity, tell niggas, bro, I gotta wait till I get this amount of money and then I'm allowed to get this type of chain, you know? So definitely encouraging that type of stuff. I'm not going to be replaying this album. It wasn't like, oh my gosh, this is so amazing. Like it wasn't that at all. But as I said, I love the messaging, fire beats, the guest selection and verses were super fire. And like, I prefer, for me, when it comes to Cordae, just to watch him in interviews and like champion on Naomi Osaka.
Okay.
Maybe this one isn't for him. Like it wasn't horrible. It's just, you know, like with all, as I said, the pandemonium that was given, I was expecting Cordae, not J. Cole light. So I'll leave it at that.
Okay.
Cardi B, her and Tasha K.
Tasha K, yeah.
Shout outs to Tasha K. She does heavy in the media game.
Great, yeah.
Does her thing.
Yes.
And Cardi B is, but Tasha K and Cardi B do have this ongoing case going on, and I'm not going to speak about people's, courting them kings, but the part I wanted to just really highlight on was the fact that Cardi B spoke on feeling suicidal, because of this information that wasn't even true, that was leaked out about her, but because, Tasha has that force behind her, or nevertheless, just how that made her feel. What were your thoughts on just that, or the whole situation, or the fact that Cardi B has to be in court sharing this?
So I remember when it first started. I think I've always listened to Tasha K. Shout out to Tasha K. You have to understand Tasha K to know her bants, and when she goes on a rant and when she starts to curse you out, literally.
Yeah.
On there, it's always something behind it. So I remember when this first started playing out, and listening to the people that were in the court. I think I sat for 3 hours to kind of listen to it, because I didn't think it went that far. But now understanding, I guess, what Cardi B, and I'm going to stay away from the S word because I don't want to touch base on her mental health right now. But based off of, I guess, Tasha K wanted her to come on the platform. Yes, it would have brought more followers, but Tasha K has a large following already. Huge. So it wouldn't have made, especially everybody else that she talks about, it wouldn't have made a difference. I mean, it would have upped her. It would have upped it, but it wasn't
but she didn't need
Cardi B. Yes, that was the thing. We need Cardi B on here. And that's what she kept ranting about. I don't need you on here, but if you want to clear your name, come on here and clear your name.
Which is what she does.
And that's what she does. And the thing about it is, for people who don't know, it was someone else who started this, but they came on Tasha K's platform. Cardi asked Tasha to remove it. Tasha said no. And so this is where they are. I think the thing I didn't like about listening to people report, it was very biased. A lot of people were attacking Tasha. The reports that I heard, it was all against Tasha K, which I respect. Yes, she shouldn't have did it.
But what against? Like what specifically?
Cardi B is a mother. She they tried to play. So it was one point in the reports that one guy said that Cardi B was explaining her life and how she grew up, and that she had a hard upbringing, and that she worked in a grocery store. And this is per the guy, not me. She worked in a grocery store and she was late to come to work, and they suggested that she go to the strip club across the street, and that's how she became a stripper.
Yeah, I've heard her tell that story before.
Yeah. So it's kind of okay, this is what you did. And but one guy did bring up with Cardi B, you talked about drugging guys and taking their money. So he even said, we can't really, even though Tasha K is wrong for what she did, we can't really look at Cardi B as being this perfect person. And that's what they were trying to. She's a mother. She's a career woman. She's all this.
Well, I'm in court. Am I supposed to say, yeah, I busted open for some bags? Nigga, you already see it on the internet. What am I? Of course I'm going to talk about going to church and taking care of my parents.
The devil, and Tasha K is the devil.
That's court for you. But
this woman.
I can't fully agree with you. I can't fully agree with you, Natasha. And I just kind of have to stop, because yes, a lot of times we're like, oh, they're celebrities, or et cetera, et cetera. And I do have that teeter-totter feeling a lot of the times when it comes to Tasha K's content, and as a content creator, right? And I understand that's how she's gained her success and popularity, but you also know when things are right and they're wrong. But if you have enough of the right people telling you that the wrong thing was right, it's going to feel right.
Yeah.
And she's been doing things like that for years. And I get it. That's her thing. If she comes on the show, somebody says, you know, this, she does offer that you can come in.
Goes with it, yeah.
Right?
And she
but
offered, yeah.
That's like me going on Tasha K and telling a story about Beyonce, and Beyonce's like, hey, yo, you gotta remove that. And I'm like, well, Beyonce, you can come. She's at a certain, no, I'm not fucking coming to your show, Tasha K. Like, you know, and just because I am a celebrity and I am rich doesn't mean that wasn't fucking embarrassing. Doesn't mean that I feel that way.
I agree.
You're there living your like middle class or whatever life in comparison to Cardi B, and like you're here pressing about my health records and things of that nature. Like, and that's where I'm just kind of like, all right, Tasha, you, even Jason Lee sometimes, like, you know what I mean? You know what you're doing.
How to push.
And Cardi B, yeah.
And that's why I said I wanted to remove that right now for what I was saying, because.
But it's the whole thing, because how far do you get to go and play this game with me until I now have to come out and be like, this is really what I was going through.
But see, the one thing I didn't know because the way, like you said, because you're going off of someone's platform and the way it was said, the way it was coming off as though it was the truth. I didn't know that at one point it ended up being a lie. That was the one thing that it was kind of like, no, we got this from, and like you said, it's the source of a source. The one thing that I didn't find out until yesterday is that no, she even blatantly said it's a lie, and I'm gonna keep pushing it. And then that's when I was like, okay, that was wrong right there. Like, that's when you should have stopped. Like, when you were upset and you said and kept going on, they kept playing and stuff where I guess the times where she was blatant about, no, this is what it is. I know it's a lie, but I'm gonna keep on this, you know, calling her whatever. That's when I was like, that's when the line got drawn. That's when you were like completely wrong. That's when, yes, you do try to get people on your platform, but when you knew it was a lie and you said out loud that it was a lie and that you didn't care that it was a lie and that you were going to keep going on.
You have a choice. Another example, not to say it was necessarily anything bad, but I give you an example of Drink Champs, and an interview I'll never forget is Nori's interview with Lamar Odom. And to this day, it kind of like still kind of rubs me kind of the wrong way how I felt like Nori handled or dealt with Lamar, you know? And it's just being that person. As I said, I do hosting, do interviewing, and I have to understand where I've learned the power that I have at times. There's been times, for example, I've even gotten like a Drake photo, nothing expose, that's not my tea, but just a really fire photo of Drake, you know, and I put it out, and the photographer for the photo had let me know that he was cool with me posting it, but you know, the team just let him know that we're not having that out yet or whatever, you know, just to give a quick review. And like, I could have got my Tasha K on. I could have, like, journalists interviews, they know when they're doing it to help develop for their story versus when they're in the right. And this is a situation where you could clearly tell, no, she didn't need to, but she used it as something also to pick up steam. And that's where I'm just like, whatever happens on either side, it's deserving. It's deserving because,
but you know, I will say this, and not paying attention to when this trial was going to happen, Tasha has prepared herself to be removed off the internet because she has that
legally, exactly, because she knows what that's what I'm explaining. I could have easily said to that guy and be like, no, make Drake himself come tell me, come take it down yourself if you're rad. No, I decided, no, it's not worth it. I'd rather, but that's what I'm saying. There's lots of like left and right turns that like they have choices, and you see how certain platforms are, and then you see how others aren't, right? Or how they can even choose to report the same thing. So I just, as I said, when it comes to Tasha K and being in media, a woman in media, and how she's handling the situation, yes, this is a perfect example when we go to TikTok creators, this is what it looks like when you have all your paperwork and shit and you know your laws or whatever. So a celebrity necessarily can't just come and bully you out of your tin, you know? But this is also...
But it's wrong.
It's wrong. Dead ass. You know
it's
what I
wrong.
mean? Dead ass.
And that's where we as journalists, and you know, that's the one thing I don't like about journalism, is that
you gotta tell,
you can harm someone so badly with your... That's why I say stick with features. I will write a feature. I try to stay out of that bias, you know, that I try so bad to stay out of it, because I don't, even when we talk on here, I kind of correct myself and like, you know, when we talk about love and hip hop and all that, I can be as biased as I want to, because it's a show. But when it comes to people, I try to explain, because you know, where we are, we still can hurt someone with our words, you know.
Facts.
People look at us, people listen to the information, we're reporting information, and no, she was so wrong. Yes, she knew her laws. Yes, she knew. And even how they're saying that she's at court, like, I don't care. She has this whole I don't care attitude, because she already know that she had a plan. And like I said, I didn't know the whole story until yesterday, because that's why I started listening. I was like, hold on, I didn't know all this.
Facts. I didn't know all that either. So I don't know. We'll see how the situation, as I said, pans out. But it's just kind of like, why?
For the money. It's all for the money. I went to court with Cardi B. It's about money. Because now it is about Cardi B.
Right? And not like, you know what I'm saying? So everybody has their war tactics, but I just think like some things you should really like, come on, bro. It's not.
But I mean, even to get off of it, she did it with Jaguar Wright. Think about it. She did the whole series with Jaguar Wright and everything, and just really pushed this woman more mentally. She wasn't, you know, going through mental issues, pushed her a little bit more than where she was going, you know, consistently doing interviews with her ex-husband, made the whole tell-all part 1, part 2 series, you know, to really push this woman.
Right. So Meek Mill, sorry, I was trying to look for it as we were talking.
Oh, you're fine.
Meek Mill released a tweet, and his tweet was, I can't find it. So his tweet was discussing that basically every time he smokes weed, it leads him heavier into like depression. So no, I wasn't trying to talk about substance abuse. Like, be responsible, y'all. Do you? I'm not going to tell y'all take drugs, don't take drugs. Just be responsible and, you know, like, love yourself. Whatever path that leads you to, it leads you to. So what I wanted to discuss is the fact that, like, we've seen Meek Mill. Yes, we love Dreams and Nightmares and like the whole track. But when you think about his lyrics and the things that he's really gone through and shared with us, and like when you think about when people smoke and they have such a good time and laughing, but for someone like him or people that have gone through such like difficult PTSD, which is a lot of the rappers we even like to listen to and dance to their songs and stuff, he's literally saying like it leads him into a dark place. I just find like even ever since like the holidays, a lot of celebrities are just being more transparent about how they're feeling, what they're going through. We were just talking about Cardi B talking about how she was feeling suicidal, and like everybody went through COVID. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah.
All of us together, locked in at home, still kind of locked at home. We're still going through it. I am happy that a lot of people have been more open about mental health, because these are the topics that we as a community don't talk about, especially men in the community. So I'm very happy that he was open about sharing that, because a lot of men go through it and don't have an outlet or don't know where to go.
Facts. And then, you know, we can say what we want. It's obviously Meek Mill's an easy target at times, but I just wanted to bring the fact that like this is a young Black man just really even letting the Twitterverse know this is something that puts me in this place. And I even seen a tweet recently come out from Fabio Foreign, and he was like, he's 2 weeks sober now, you know, and these things may seem like small things to other people and, oh, it's just whatever. I choose to take it as a big deal, and I'm happy for these young men and slowly seeing them coming out and maturing out of these toxic things that they have profited from. But that's not how we want to see them go out. We want to see them like Jada and Chic and Styles P.
Yeah.
Vegetables in their system, water in their system. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yes. Vegans, juicing. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, like I was
juice
listening
bars.
to I was listening to Gunna's interview with the Breakfast Club the other day, and he was like, yeah, he just like started drinking water. I was like, what? And like I had to remind myself, like, though I may feel the backlash from not drinking water very quickly, like there's a lot of people that like they really are still trying to only when they brush their teeth. Like I'm like having convulsions thinking about it, but dear Lord, like
some people
we need to help
and
encourage and let these men know, because a lot of them don't even think about or care for themselves like this until they're in a relationship.
That is true.
Dear Lord.
No, a lot of people don't. We think that they do. A lot of people don't. It's not something that was pushed, you know, make sure you drink your 8 cups of water or whatever a day.
Oh, my house it was.
But
because it was like, you're not getting no juice, drink water. That was my mom.
That's me. Like, drink this water. You drunk off all the juice, drink this water up until I go shopping to buy some more juice.
Oh, good times, childhood. Now I just buy all the juices in the grocery store. Like, nobody can tell me no. Hence why we got pimples going on. So I'm wishing, you know, hopefully Meek Mill doesn't, I guess, lead himself more into depression, or he finds a stream that works for him. But it's just like very relevant that like a lot of celebrities are low-key crying out for help right in front of us. And are we gonna listen or just keep like doing TikTok dances and pretending like
we're not gonna listen? Like even, you know, with the whole Cardi B, you know, we bring it back to that. Her saying that, it was like,
what?
You know, what? Yeah. Why? You know, and me not saying this that I don't care, but saying it as someone, she didn't do all that. She wasn't a cause of that. Why would you say something like that? That's not real. And that's why I said, let me set it aside, because it's something that is serious that I don't even want. She said she didn't feel like having sex with her husband for a bit. I didn't even want to make a comment on it because it's that real.
It is. I believe that. Imagine this shit going viral. You're in your house with your man. And then now it's like, you know how guys can be weird already. Like, bro, you know it's not true, but it's not like he's gonna choose to have sex with me today.
Yeah.
It's just,
and when he does weird. It's like, was it me? Yeah. So no, we will continue to dance because it's not us. So because it's not us, we don't care. And we think, oh, they're gonna live their lives, they have money, oh well. And no, they go through real things. They go through more things than we do because they have that, you know, we're all watching.
That part. It doesn't get any better from here, guys. Sorry.
Eat fruit and mind your business.
Tiffany Haddish was recently arrested for DUI after she had fell asleep behind the wheel. This was very scary for me to read because back when Tiffany Haddish had her show that she completely bombed, and you know it was due to her having a few too many drinks before she went on stage, everyone kind of laughed it off and said, all right, girl, you go get it the next time, we know you good. But it's like years later, I'm not saying shaving your head is wrong, but come on, girls, you know when you shave the head, something going on, and you're not with your man anymore. Not that you need a man to make you happy, but you're not with him anymore. there's a lot of things happening. She recently did an article and she said, quote, she feels like her life is in shambles. What is happening? That scares me.
It's a lot. I mean, like you said, you just had a breakup, and then like the way the breakup was, I think she was like, she didn't even know they broke up.
Oh,
so
I thought it was
when
her.
when she did the interview with Jason Lee, it was a comment that I guess Comment had made that she didn't even know. Like she was responding to Jason Lee,
Yeah,
like open, like I'm just finding this out.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, it's a lot of stuff with that breakup that's kind of like weird.
Yeah.
But again, we don't know what goes on in other people's households.
Facts.
So you can tell she's hard, even though she's smiling and was saying, "Oh, I'm good, you know, I'm fine." No, you're not fine, honey. You are not okay. Because for you to fall asleep at the wheel and get arrested, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot. That
Thank God she was arrested,
lot.
and she like R.A.P. Sheldon, like live forever.
Yeah,
like we don't forget you.
No,
that was one of my like childhood like friends. We grew up together in church. He wasn't even like under the influence of anything. He just came home from an overnight shift and fell asleep behind the wheel, and he's not here today. You know what I mean? So when I hear stories like that,
Brandy, when Brandy
like,
hit when Brandy had her accident years ago, like this stuff is real. Like when it comes to stuff like that, no, there's nothing good about that. No. You need help.
Yeah, she does. She does. So I don't know who's around her, Kevin Hart, whoever, but you guys really like it. It really seems like there's a lot of darkness going on there that people don't see or we can't understand. So she really like all of us need therapy, all of us need help. But to even everyone we've discussed thus far, like I definitely, as I said, once it hits the media, like that means it's been happening, in my opinion.
Yep.
It's been happening, but now it's at a point where it can't be concealed anymore.
No, I agree. I've heard things, and like you said about her drinking, that isn't something that has been hush hush. It's kind of been rumored about her drinking and how she is and like you said, performing and all the places drunk. That's not a hush hush. But now that you have this DUI, now it's out there. No, this is real. It's true. There's an issue.
It's scary. I don't want to see Tiffany Haddish go out like this. I feel like she has a lot of trajectory left to go. And I just want to see you do better, Ma. I want to see you have fun. I want to like, her story is so beautiful and so inspiring. I remember I can't remember if it was GQ or Architectural Digest. One of those people, she did an interview. They went to her home in Compton. She still lives there. Neighbors are there. She takes care of her brother, all that, you know, so people like that, I really love to see them get money. That's the best way I can say. I really love to see them get money, but I want to see her enjoy it in a safer way. But that was really scary to read.
But I also feel like, and the thing with fame and what happens is when it happens so quick. And I feel like that's what happened with her, is that everything hit so quick.
Yeah. And that feeling of,
because you can tell listening to some of her interviews that it happened fast.
Yeah. And I definitely, as I said, like I remember times like I'd be given like opportunities, I'm like questioning myself, like, why me? Like, oh, maybe they should give it to someone else. And it's like I literally have to have continuous conversations with myself to be like, nah, girl, you worked hard. You deserve to be here. They asked you for a reason. It's constant messages you really have to give to yourself. So I like the skill of Tiffany Haddish being in blockbuster movies and things of this nature. I could only imagine what she's feeling and thinking. So I just really hope that she gets the help and love and support that she needs, because she reminds me like a big sis, like a little auntie, you know? So I really hope she gets that together. Kanye West, I feel like this is, I don't know, now is it like, is this now becoming like a part of the Donda 2 rollout? I don't know, but you know, a lot has been happening. A lot has been happening.
Eat fruit and mind your business.
What I
I'm
will
gonna mind my
say,
business.
what I will say, and what I do feel is important to discuss, given the range of things. Of course, we're gonna get into the music and things of that, but I'm talking about Kanye, but I'm not talking about Kanye. You know what I mean? Just the fact of like a Black man representing and what that looks like in fatherhood and how important that is, you know?
Okay.
I really am happy that he was able to make it to his daughter's birthday party. The real one, the one with all the family. And I'm happy that, I'm sorry that he literally had to like call you out in front of the world for you to fix up and let that man see his child. As I said before, you know, when it comes to kids and their real family, it's that's my family, E. That's my family, Hulu. Okay? So when all these things are happening, I'm just like, it was mad quiet when he came about asking people to vouch for him. And I wasn't happy with that, because I'm like, with all the other things, everyone's been posting it very quickly, very swiftly, making it go viral. So now when it's a Black dad saying he wants to pull up to his daughter's birthday, y'all help me out, it just didn't get that like impactful feeling I feel like everything else had.
No, it didn't, because even when I watched the video, and I mean, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But
which we more than likely can be, because we're not Kim or Kanye.
Yes. For me, yes, I thought what he was saying when he was in the car, I felt that was, yes, good for all Black men. But I kind of separated Kanye from that whole situation. I really did, because I just don't, because I know how he's been pushing at Kim. It's different. And I'll say this honestly, as a Black mother, and going through the situation of hearing someone, you know, real people dealing with real shit.
Yeah.
When someone says that, no, this person is keeping me from my child. No, you're keeping yourself, because there are people that are really keeping themselves from their kids, where they can just ask and it's not an issue. But you want, not saying Kanye, but saying some people will tell the whole world how someone is doing this and someone is doing that and they're doing this. But are you telling the person how you are talking bad on the mom? Are you telling the person how you're cursing this woman out every day? Are you telling this person how you're threatening her so she can't let you see your child because she's worried and concerned about her whole life? You know, so me being experienced that in my own home and knowing that, like, I don't really think Kim would do something like that. I do. But we don't know. I do and I don't. You know, I go back and forth with it. But, you know,
I just mean the publicist or source real close to them. Yeah. After it came out and said there was possibly going to be different birthday parties. Yeah. Why didn't that come out prior to him making the video? How that come out after? You know what I'm saying? So that's the part where it's just like, okay, were you planning on filming this shit? And you know he don't want none of that shit.
And that's my thing too. It's like, you guys are literally dealing with your lives on camera. It's always been on camera. And that and 24/7. And that's how it is. And it's like, sir, unfortunately, your life is a show. So yes, I understand. You know, when he said for those Black dads, that no, there are real Black dads that cannot see their kids at all. So I'm like, you don't qualify.
I agree. And the real Black dads were like, y'all niggas tried to, y'all didn't even call more than one person to get to the damn birthday party, much less. Okay? Talking about, you know, so I do know there's exceptions, there's ebbs and flows with it, but
like, us Black dad, and I'm like, hold on. Like,
but there is a plethora of men that are like that. I do have guy friends that I will say the woman is being a bitch. The woman is not, sorry, Lord forgive me, I shouldn't be calling the woman a bitch, but like the woman is being ridiculous because the dude is with someone that she doesn't want to be. Listen, what he's doing in his bedroom has nothing to do with you anymore, unless he violated the code and he's still intertwingling or whatever with you. There are a lot of women that I know do things like that, or like women that I used to be friends with And I would ask them, yo, like, you know, because that's what you're gonna talk about and have around me all the time. And then like when you get to the bottom of it, you're like, girl, like you need to let that man see his kid.
Yeah, let him
like
but it's
and that is something
and
I
that's
always that is
separate
something I've always championed my mother for. Like, love you, dad, love you, mom.
Yes.
But he wasn't A121 like he should have been. And she could have did what she needed to do. And she's even times when I wanted to get out of myself, she'd be like, Ephesians 6, honor your father, your parents and your days, like all of that. You know what I mean?
Respect
and she was
them,
definitely in a full situation. Like I'm talking about like women, all this shit to be like, yo, no, like, you know what I mean? And it's like, even to this day, I'm like, yo, when I go and visit my dad, I don't even think my mom had a real address. She's just like, all right, you want to see your daughter? Like, you know what I'm saying? So
we don't like
a lot of women are bitter, and a lot of women use their relationship with the guy and make it affect the child's relationship with their father.
And that's what I was getting to. Unfortunately, we have these people that are still caught up in the relationship and can't separate the relationship from the relationship with your child. And that's like, unfortunately, that's when you have to put the court in the middle. That's when you have to do things that require a court, because when you, like, yes, she was wrong, but Kanye, you've been moving off the emotion the whole time. So, you know, you
could it also be because, like, and this is, as I said, this is something that's been more and more brought to my attention with the Toronto Artist album that was put out, speaking a lot on like men's mental health. It's called You Understand, You Underestimate These Emotions. And it's like, there's a lot of Black men coming out and really speaking about their feelings, or really calling out these women and saying like how they feel about stuff. And I can't just, as a Black woman, make it seem like we're perfect or we're always doing the right thing. Like, you know what I mean? And it's just like, there's a lot of men out there that are getting emotionally and verbally abused as well. And it's not funny. It's like men have feelings too.
True. They get it a lot more than we know, because they don't.
Yeah, because they don't talk about it. They hold it down. They act like a man. Like, and that's why by the time their emotions do come out, it ends up being a punch to some man that was pissing you off the whole day or some shit. Because you're just going through a lot. You heard Kanye, sorry to cut you, but like, you heard Kanye venting. And apparently the story was, yo, his cousin was to link Kim. And she forgot. Like, shorty, I'm the billionaire. What are you forgetting? How did you forget? And I know how that can go with certain moms that are bitches. Not to say this is Kim, just like, we're speaking in general.
Yeah,
just
in
to
general.
Be like, oh, well, you didn't call, so no, you're not going to see them tomorrow. No. We're counting, we're counting grains of sand.
Unfortunately, when stuff start happening like that, that's when, unfortunately, the bad part is it got to take to court at this point, because you two aren't going to resolve anything.
And this is where I feel Kanye and everything that, as he says, he's reshaping the idea and everything. I feel like this is where the importance of it comes in. And this is where Kanye being a representative of maybe the billionaire Black dad that is now single out here, but like, shorty, you ain't gonna make it seem like I'm Tristan. You ain't gonna make it seem like
and that was the thing, and I understood that part. I understood. No, don't try to make it seem like
Kanye called up Tristan and Travis Scott. The whole world's thinking Chloe is nowhere near that man. Kanye's like, I called Tristan, talking about he has to ask Chloe. I was like, dear Lord.
Eat fruit and mind.
I told you he's from Brampton, not Toronto, but Brampton. Okay.
You make sure you separate. Like, that ain't me. That ain't us.
But Travis held out for him. You know what I mean? As Black men should. I guess Travis is in good graces over there. You know? So it's just, at the end of the day, as someone that I was definitely in a situation where I could have seen the woman, especially now that I'm older and really can understand things. My mother was in more than enough position and she chose not to. And we struggled.
Oh yeah, it's hard. Like, it's hard.
We struggled.
It's hard. Trust. Like I said, I know, and that's why I said I know both sides. When you try to be nice and it backfires on you, it backfires like bad on you, and it's like you're stuck making decisions that you don't want to because you don't know how it's going to hurt or harm, but you have to make the best decisions for your children. And that's why I said, when things come to this point, when you're ranting and stuff like that, you got to take it to court at this point, like, because that's going to harm you. You know what I'm saying? Because it doesn't look good on both of you guys. And that's when the bigger person, unfortunately, your life is going to be revolving around the court system now.
Yeah, I really feel like I get Kanye. Everybody could work it out, everything, whatever. I seen him enjoying his ice cream, talking to Chris. So, clearly things aren't,
I mean, he wants to, and I understand that, but y'all gotta figure out plan B, because plan A ain't working.
Right. So Jamie Lynn recently did an interview in promotion of her new book, and I'm not even gonna waste my time talking about Shorty. What I do want to say about just this whole Britney Spears, Jamie Lynn situation is fuck y'all, leave her alone, because at the end of the day, where were you, Jamie, when your sister needed you? Was not to say I'm taking enemy against, the parents, but there's been times even with my siblings where we've looked at each other and be like, yo, mom's wrong, dad's wrong.
Yeah.
There's a certain,
or even you need to get your ish together. That hearing it from your sibling comes a little bit more different than hearing it from your parents.
I'm so mad that I watched Jamie's shows. I'm so mad that I supported her all those years on Family Channel. I'm mad, bro, because if I had known, I would not have been supporting her like that. Poor Britney, I just want her to be able to enjoy her monies, live her life.
Yeah.
At least a part of it. She's gone through so much when it comes to Kevin Federline, how she's been used, abused, the things that she can't even talk about. You know what I mean? So it's just when you're thinking about, when we talk about, again, IP lawyers, all these things, conservatorship, POA, which is power of attorney, with working and volunteering in a nursing home for God near almost all my life, these things are not uncommon to me, because I see a lot of these things are conversations or arguments in the nursing home. But for whatever reason, people feel it's only related to senior people, and that's not the case.
No.
Hence what we're seeing now. So what are your thoughts, or you think about this whole Jamie, Britney, the whole thing?
I do feel bad for Britney. I do. And everything, the documentaries that I've been watching and how her family has done her.
Yeah.
And it's sad, what money does to people.
Facts.
And how people, even with Jamie, where have you been at?
On the beach with Britney's kids while her dad won't let her see them.
So
horrible.
Now you need to use that name.
Look at what Tariq gone through to just get Yasmin the little cell phone and the teddy bear. And Jamie Lynn, you rich as you are. Rich as you are, you could have helped your sister out a little bit. I'm sorry. I'm just
not Tyreek. It got a little poor Yasmin testifying against her brother.
You know what I'm saying? Getting all flustered and things.
But she was doing it.
She was doing it. Look at that young girl, Jamie Lynn. Good God.
Eat fruit and mind your business.
Good God. So yeah, I'm sorry. I just got really hung up in that. But that's all I will say, because at the end of the day, they're white people, so they'll figure it out. No shade, no tea, but they will. It's just fucked up to see how y'all are dealing with the legend Britney Spears. It really is.
Thanks.
It really is. And I wanted to say, this was important. Netflix increased the price of each of its plan again. At first I was pissed, but when I think of the quality level and I go into other streaming platforms, I see why Netflix is low-key championing and winning. When people are talking other language, it's not telling me audible dialogue. It's actually giving me the words in the language I selected. Multiple languages at that. They're giving me Beyonce. They're giving me higher budget things. Their Netflix original series are not like the TLC channel movie people, but these are like some real, top-notch people. I'm like, all right. So with that being said, with tech going up, and I feel like, I think I was discussing it. Was I discussing it with you or someone else? It's just like Netflix, similar to Spotify, buying over all these companies and becoming a bigger entity and not just a music listening platform. I feel like Netflix is no longer just
because they have the gaming thing on
a
Netflix
movie
also.
platform, but a streaming interactive platform with this two complete different things. I was watching, don't judge me, Captain Underpants on Netflix, and listen here, I like diversity sometimes.
Diversity.
Oh my God. I like diversity. Okay, I like to switch it up a bit.
This was not scripted. I'm sorry.
I like, Saturday mornings, you want to see some Saturday morning cartoons. I'm going to go watch some cartoons, goddammit. And they had Captain Underpants on Netflix. So when you're watching it now, you can literally choose. No, I ain't got no kids. You literally had to choose what part of the plan you want them to select. Like, you're narrating it. And sometimes I feel like if it feels like you chose like not the thing that made sense or like the right thing, like it like will do that, but then we'll show you how it didn't work and then go to like the next ending. And I'm just like, yo, imagine your baby yelling at you while they need a controller because they want to choose the third box to the left. It's
the alternate.
It's
I forgot they do have that on they had that on the one show, the chick who was with the black guy, it began with it, Titus.
Yes.
They had the one with the alternate ending on there.
You're really laughing at me.
Well, I mean, my thing with Netflix changing the plan, I have been at $8.99, that one user on purpose.
Yeah.
I got 2 other people on my Netflix account who do not pay.
Facts.
So the way that works is we have Hulu, we got all these other Disney Plus and Netflix. Yeah. I'm not paying more than $8.99 if we got more than one platform. So Facts. Guess what? If I want to watch Netflix and everybody's on there, let me just go in and shut it down real quick so I can watch and enjoy Netflix. And if you
I remember doing that. I'm like, who the fuck is on my Netflix? Remove all passwords.
And if you knock me off, I'm gonna change the password.
What was the button? It didn't say
change the password. Why did you knock me off of Netflix?
Yeah.
Because I want to watch.
Yeah.
It's 12 o'clock. What are you doing up?
What are you doing up?
I remember when I did have it where it was the 2 users. Oh my gosh. My daughter fell asleep.
Oh my God.
And my son was up and his phone was dead. Do you think, no, that was I was so mad I could not get on Netflix. And that's when I changed it to the $8.99. Because I'm like, how is it that you two are in the same house?
Well, they don't watch
and
it.
I'm trying.
Yeah, but I get what you're saying.
I couldn't get on.
And Netflix came quick because everybody was giving out the password, like one for you, one for you, one for you, one for you. And they were like, we're going to nip this in the bud real quick.
Yeah, $8.99. So mine doesn't change. One user at a time.
I feel you. So we are wrapping up near the end of Fruit Salad. And I'll skip Euphoria, but girl, you need to watch it. It's fucking amazing.
I am.
We can lead into did you watch And Just Like That? Yeah, you did. What did you think about this week's episode?
It was funny. I thought it was funny, that whole we're not that couple, when the whole sentence.
That was really
not
cute.
Apologizing. She's like, I am not apologizing.
I was like, Charlotte?
She was pissed. She was like, I don't have to say sorry.
But one thing I do know about Charlotte through watching Sex and the City in the years, like she's not usually like that, but when she gets into that bag, that's where she's at. So I'm interested to see where this plays out, because if you remember when her and her husband got together, like it was very like, you know, and their kid is going through transformation right now, or they're not sure if it's transformation, if it's temporary. So there's like a whole bunch of things brewing under this one household that Charlotte is not discussing with anyone, and it's definitely going to start. When she said, tennis is a one place, I don't have to apologize. Like, that's clearly a woman that's feeling like she's starting to get cornered.
Yeah,
trying to find ways to express.
But I did like when the talk about Carrie's apartment and how not staying in something that's old for so long, and that transition. And I like that part of the story. And then even when she was talking about writing her story and how the editor or the people who were going to the publisher or whoever it was, and they wanted her to change her story, and she's like, that's not what happened though. But and that's how I felt. Like so many people want us to transition and not be real, and not let people know what the real is, and not be honest with ourselves. And it's like, no, let people see the raw you, let people see you at your low, because people learn from that versus trying to make everything seem like it's peachy and cream, trying to, like, even when it comes to content. And that's how I took it. People think it's so easy because of what they see, but they don't see how hard it is and how we're up and trying to put things together. And it's when we can't get something right and trying to fix it. Like, people don't see the back end of it. They only see what we create. And that's how I took it for me, is that, you know, coming in this year, I want you to see the raw. I want you to see the real. I want you to see me. I don't want to be that person where you think you know me. I want you to really get to know me. And that's how I end that.
Yeah. And like strangely enough, I'm not used to Carrie being just so honest. And that's why I even love the relationship that's developing between her and Anthony, because as we know, you know, he really passed away, but now it's like you have to kind of like up or integrate this new character more up than you had planned to. So seeing him just be like, well, I should have, it like forces Carrie to kind of like be like, all right, it's not so bad. It's not so bad. And I like that he's real with her. He's like, I'm only going to give you about one more of those. And then we're done.
Like, stop using excuses.
The date that she went on, I loved how they went about it. I'm loving the role of this real estate agent, and like her character development. And I'm still shocked at Miranda, because as you said, everybody knows the epic scene of when she broke up with Steve. She had to do the whole pros and cons list, then meet him on the bridge, started bawling, crying, left her whole job to be with him. And then now she's like, nigga, XYZ. I mean, you did know the man had one ball. Like, you did know he was a bartender. So there's a certain life associated with that. So now, I don't know. He's chilling. You seem like
I feel like you chose. Yeah, you knew what you. If even that's the one thing that I remember about that relationship, is that it was just a mess the whole time. So it was like you had this relationship. It's not going to progress. Like, and then when everybody's like, you know, try to bring some life, it never had life into it from the beginning. So how can you bring life into something that never had life?
So I am excited for the next episode. I'm warming up to seeing them look the way they look. All that's starting to become like a bit more normalized to me now. Nicole Ari Parker is fucking killing it.
Yes.
Killing it. And I love it, queen. Killing it. And it was great. You know, even they're building the whole thing with like her and her husband as well. And moving forward, Power Book 2 this week was like super intense again. Not my two baby fathers linking up. Not Lorenzo he's a man, but it's really my other baby father that's financing us. Oh my God. This is me the whole time.
I can't wait till he let them know I did this. This is me. You work for me. I'm the baby. That's my son. Like, I cannot wait. He like, look, since you're not gonna let me see my son, this is what I'm gonna do.
Oh my God.
This is what I'm gonna do.
And that little girl, oh my gosh. She is just working for another choking. Is she not? Who do you say, mama?
I mean, I hope
she's looking at her phone, her mama phone when she rang. I can't lie, I'm guilty. I straight researched through my mom's phone, like, what is going on in your life? No secrets from me. Very intrusive. I don't recommend that, but I definitely do.
I mean, I hope it's a twist with her. If not, I just feel bad for her because she's just the bad seed in the family.
She's not though. She's not the bad seed, but
she's
like
not. But
putting your smartness towards
her
the wrong things. Yeah.
She wants her way. I mean, if you think about it, she's the baby girl, so she wants her way. She's daddy's little girl. She wants to get her way. If mommy not going to give it to me the way I want it, I'm going to find a way to get it.
Yeah. And there was something so satisfying about seeing Professor Milgram get like finally some sort of something like, oh, you just came out of jail yourself not too long ago. So why are you trying to like, and now that Tariq's in class, oh, you're back. Yes.
I'm here. I'm back.
In class. Say something. Why don't we talk about you see how she didn't even follow up really about what they were talking about in class the previous week? I was waiting for light skin Keisha to be like, well,
what? I know. We talked about you.
She took care of it on Clubhouse. Sis went on Clubhouse in the night and was like, yo, Professor Milgram.
I know. I think she slept with everybody. Did she?
With every student or Zeke? Like, she's out here. So it was really heartbreaking to see Jasmine testifying and all of that.
Yeah.
Sax is pissing me off. He needs to go, but he did need to go. You know.
I mean, but then you think you're representing Tariq, so the person you hate.
Yeah.
So are you going to help him? Are you going to be the lawyer, or are you going to get revenge because
Facts. You
feel like he messed up your career?
Facts.
Think about it. Tariq messed up his career.
Facts. It is true. And, I'm just, it's so much intertwining. So I'm excited to see what next week has to bring.
Oh, I can't wait.
I keep trying to think, how are these men going to meet up? But I feel like it's going to be something. Ooh, I felt my ginger turmeric shot just come up. Yeah. So I felt health is wealth, guys. Health is wealth. I know, health is wealth. So, nevertheless, it was a great episode, great writing. Shout out to Courtney Cam. It's getting better. Yeah. I know a lot of people used to complain about the writing and things like that, but it's really growing and really getting spicy to dicey. So I'm excited. And I think that's it for fruit salad this week, girl. We did it.
Eat fruit and mind your business.
So y'all at home, share, subscribe, let us know what you think. I feel like we gave you a lot in a week that was kind of dry news-wise. I really tried to squeeze it out for y'all.
Bring some life.
So I hope y'all appreciate it. What were your thoughts on this week's episode, Natasha?
I think it was a great episode. Great feedback, good debates. I thought it was good.
Yeah, I thought it was good.
We agreed to disagree.
But I love that. Yes. And you can obviously speak on certain things more than me because you have motherhood. I don't, right? So I love the fact that we can give those different opinions. You could correct me where I need to be corrected because a lot of shit I don't know. I'm not a mom, right? So that's it for fruit salad. You guys make sure you're following Natasha Renee _ the creator on all social platforms. Make sure you're following Eat Fruit Podcast on Instagram. I'm thinking, should I create a Twitter for the podcast?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I literally just been driving traffic because I'm literally already managing 50 billion social profiles. But yeah, I was thinking about it too, and I was like, let me ask you, and I'll make that as well because conversations are happening, and somewhere that you could just also go on Twitter to know. All right, this is where the things are. So that is it this week, guys, for Fruit Salad. And we are about to get into Downtown Sound. So for y'all on YouTube, thank you for hanging out with us. Appreciate you.
Good night.
Good night. And we are officially now in Downtown Sound. So what up?
What up, though?
Downtown Sound is a segment dedicated to highlighting new music artists, and I'm excited. It's really becoming partially my favorite segment because I love just throwing these songs at Natasha and seeing what she has to say, because you really don't be looking for it. So it's really refreshing to like hear your opinions. It's not like the same as what all these kind of like carbon copy like music people always say. So it's really fun, and like the artists do appreciate it as well, right? Because when you're learning about audience, not everyone's going to be ready to listen to music. You have to build your fan base. So excited for that. Let's see if I can get a 4 out of 4 this week. I tried to switch it up as much as possible. As we did say, the Cordae Bird's Eye View album did drop. There were a couple of tracks on there that were standout to me. This is one of them. This track by Cordae is called Super.
Business.
All right, so that was Cordae, Super, off of his latest project, Bird's Eye View. I feel like I'm saying it wrong, but what were your thoughts on that record?
I did listen. I told you in the beginning, I did listen to the whole album. I think that was like one of little upbeat songs that was on the album, because it was a lot of like slower songs on there. So I remember that one because I was like, okay. And then everything else was like slow.
Yeah.
That one I did like. Again, good album. It's catchy, like the hook is catchy, because I remember 7 Mil. I was like, I remember it was 7 Mil from somewhere.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to say 7 Mil, but I was like, I don't know where I got that number from.
Y'all, Natasha started to bring out my silly side. If y'all want work done, tell her to stop making me laugh.
But that's where I got the 7 Mil from. I wanted to say it, but I kept my mouth shut because I wasn't sure if I read it.
Yeah, no, you heard it. Yeah,
I heard it. So the hook is very catchy.
Very.
But it's not a bad song. So I'll give it a 1.
Right. Like the reason I chose this record is because, like, as I said, Cordae comes from YBN, and I felt like, he's talked about it, but I never really heard him like talk about it. And I even feel like throughout this project, he really like took the time to kind of just be like, yo, I was bought my bag, they weren't, like, etc. Like really like giving more details or insights into the trajectory and how serious he's trying to take his career. And I believe him, because when I look at the other people that were in the group with him, they're nowhere to be found right now or releasing music. So that would be for Cordae. Now, the second track that I'm actually going to play today is by we're starting off hard and then we're gonna end it off slow.
Okay, slow it down.
So I did want to. It was so hard for me because I had more than one record. So I do want to say an honorable mention of what I did want to play today was Easy by The Game and Kanye West, which would have been obvious, but we've all heard it. It's an amazing record. He says Pete Davidson, great, get it. But as I said, this segment is really about new artists and new music, and I really like Kanye and The Game. I think they're all right. Mm-hmm. So this next record, Jim Jones, I love me some Jim Jones, dipset, forever. And Jim Jones on his own, he's really been holding his too. So he recently dropped a Grisel's mixtape with DJ Drama, which I'm always a fan of. When it comes to those eras, DJ Clue, all these things. Regardless, he dropped a record called Pressure with Toronto's very own Pressa, which I love because Toronto, Pressa, he's come so far. Now, like, someone from Toronto has a record with Jim Jones of Dipset, and like, if there was ever a hip hop, like, there's certain it was very New York over here, right? So just picture the love that and respect that he would get from us as Torontonians that love hip hop.
Okay.
So this track is called, and Mack is in it as well. So this track is called Pressure, featuring with Jim Jones, featuring Pressa and Mack.